According to NASCAR, Bobby Allison passed away on Saturday. His time in NASCAR was filled with both incredible victories and unfathomable heartache. He was 86. Allison became a Hall of Famer and a great driver via NASCAR. However, the sport also cost him his two kids, who passed away less than a year apart in terrible incidents. He was one of the top 10 legends in the sport's history, and a member of the second class of the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Allison was a member of a gifted racing family, and the head of the so-called Alabama Gang, a group of racers from Hueytown, Alabama. His kids, Davey and Clifford, and his brother Donnie, were racers. Bobby won the most. In addition to winning 85 NASCAR Cup Series races, including one at Bowman Gray Stadium in October 1971, he also won 3 Daytona 500s and the 1983 Cup title. On NASCAR's all-time victories list, he is number 4. Allison and NASCAR made their national debuts together in the 1979 Daytona 500, even though he had already established himself as a winner well into the late 1970s. Cale Yarborough and Allison's brother, Donnie, collided while vying for the lead on the last lap of the race. Instead, Richard Petty prevailed in the race, and Yarborough and Donnie Allison started squabbling. Bobby assaulted Yarborough as soon as he pulled over on the infield grass close to the location of the collision. Cale went to beating on my fist with his nose, as Bobby's rendition accurately repeated for decades after that. After that legendary battle, he continued to win, including the Cup title. Over 18 years, Allison finished 5th 5 times in the point standings before winning his lone championship in 1983. In 1987, Allison was involved in one of the deadliest crashes in NASCAR history. His vehicle went airborne when his tire exploded while racing at Talladega. He struck the barrier with great power, ripping away a part and almost entering the grandstands. Even though Allison didn't miss a race, the collision caused NASCAR to install restrictor plates on the vehicles at Daytona and Talladega. Allison's best NASCAR moment was the next season's Daytona 500, although he never recalled it. Allison won the 500 for the 3rd time, with his son Davey in 2nd place. The two celebrated in victory lane. However, for months later, Allison was T-boned by another driver after blowing a tire early in a race at Pocono. He suffered severe head trauma and fractured bones as a result of the accident, which almost killed him. In addition, he lost all recollection of the previous month's events, including the father and son's victory at Daytona. For the book NASCAR Legends, Allison told author Robert Edelstein, "I can't remember that one race, which I know must mean the most to me. The dust back there is still covering it up." Allison was never able to recover from his injuries completely and never raced again. He spent the rest of his life walking with a slight limp. However, the agony he endured in the years after his retirement was much more severe than any physical harm. Clifford, Allison's youngest son, died in a collision in 1992 when he was preparing for a Busch Series race in Michigan. Davey Allison was murdered at Talladega less than a year later while attempting to land his chopper. Allison lost both of her boys in an instant. In 2011, Bobby said, "I don't know that it will ever ease up, that it will be easier any day, less painful." That's what took place. We must continue. Allison and his wife, Judy, finally divorced due to the tremendous sadness. However, Bobby and Judy decided to console the Petty family together when Adam Petty, the son of Kyle Petty and grandson of Richard Petty, died in a collision in 2000. 2 months later, they got back together and got married again. Allison was admired as a NASCAR ambassador in his senior years. He was pretty happy about being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he was almost always seen grinning broadly when he spoke to fans or made appearances at tracks.